Just realised I was muted that whole time. There we go. Okay, so Risk is in a mood today, I see. Okay, and these are headphones. Okay, there we go, now I can hear. I'm actually going to see a movie tomorrow, so I won't be streaming tomorrow, which twice as long stream today to make up for that, hopefully. And I'm really hoping to grab some Beyblades. They don't have Cobalt Drake. One place might, but I'm doubting I'll be able to grab Cobalt Drake. But I'm definitely getting Phoenix Wing, or Saw Phoenix, as Hasbro has renamed it to. Like, I understand some, like, changing Hades and stuff, just for censorship, for some reason. But some are a little excessive, like, Phoenix Wing is good. Yeah, I know, but, there's a place that's getting the Takara Tomy ones. No, wait, they got Takara Tomy for a little bit, and then they've started getting Hasbro, so I doubt they'll have it. There's a place in the city where Beyblade tournaments happen that has it. It was very common. It was used in everyone's deck in a recent tournament. I'm not wearing my gloves. I've shown my hands multiple times, you know. Yes, we need a 30 and 31. Yes, I'm just going to go down one at a time rather than mirror it, zigzag. But, yeah, so hopefully I will be able to get into Beyblades and all that. So I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted Hasbro to just resell Takara Tomy stuff. I'm so glad that they're finally doing that. No need to file anything down since it's clean and also going to be covered. Because they're only interested in the new stuff, would be my guess. Okay, 10 and 11. Every time I look at Dragoon, Cobalt Dragoon, I'm a little disappointed though. I feel like the blades should have been in the other direction. So, it's a bit like Galaxy Dragoon, where it's just a bunch of like claws slashing in, rather than giving the soft rounded edge for combat. Give the hard punchy bit. That's true. They wouldn't be able to find that stuff easily. Especially since all the collectors online are selling like Galaxy Dragoon and stuff. But yeah, so as good looking as Cobalt is, I'm disappointed that it's like just got the soft rounded edges for combat. It's not hitting with the stabby sides. Okay, now we need PC1 and A29. Oh yeah, no, it is really good, and it's really pretty too. I think it's actually really interesting to look at the different Dragoons from each generation due to how interesting they all are. Because the original Dragoon, Spin Dragoon to Metal Dragoon, The first Beyblade was Spin Dragoon, so the first one was a Dragoon, but they always had something interesting to them, and that left spin was one of the big ones, and then having an inverse direction like spin gear or engine gear. No, I think they had the regular one, but it ended up being really cool thanks to the fact that Dragoon spins left, but his engine gear spins right. That was very interesting. But Zero G Dragoon is my downright favorite, thanks to how it manipulates the Zero G gimmick. So, you know how in like Zero G, the Beyblades will actively move the arena? The whole point is that you've just launched them into a bowl, so they end up making the arena go all over the place. That right there is why I love Dragoon so much. Because Dragoon lets the other Beyblade take control of it. And the other Beyblade will start spinning it and cause chaos. But the thing is, Dragoon spins in the opposite direction. It's actually unaffected by the arena's spin, and I love that so much. Okay, now get A27. Because just being completely immune to the gimmick. Like, everyone's going to try to take control of the arena. No matter what they do, you're just not even affected by it in the first place. Now in this one, being left spinning, it can run along the other ring, which lets it avoid the opponent. Has all the usual left spin bay advantages. And as with left spins, is very rare. They keep it rare just so it can have those advantages and be unique and all that. Which I just love the fact that it spins in the opposite direction is considered an incredibly rare gimmick. Burst had a good number of left spinners though, I'm aware of that. And from what I can tell, that secret project thingy that I mentioned is done. I just need to actually do the last step on Monday. So hopefully on a stream on Monday, if I do one, I'll be able to show off... Yeah, like, he was the only left spinning in Zero G. I'm talking like in Beyblade Burst. There were a good number of them, so it ended up not being as special. But yeah, Zero G Dragoon was so special thanks to that. Definitely the best time a Dragoon was used there. Like left spin, allowing him to completely negate the arena's effects. And the great thing was, because of how powerful Zero G Beyblades were, El Dragos stood no chance. Okay, B1 and 2. The only thing that would allow an El Drago to stand up to, like, an El Drago to do the same, is if it was Guardian El Drago, which was a manga exclusive. Since Ryuga doesn't die in the manga, but he does in the anime, he actually gets a new El Drago in the manga. And so Guardian El Drago is a defense type, which is interesting, but still left spin. Yeah. I haven't actually seen any prices of them, but that's the only other left spin Shogun Steel Beyblade. So it's that or Dragoon, really. Okay, now you want to take this part, slide it on, you can see there's the bits that just poke inwards. Oh, is he not Zero G? Why did I call it Shogun Steel? Anyways, I didn't realize El Drago Guardian wasn't Shogun Steel, 0G. I swear, if you're about to go, actually the manga had a different name. Oh wait, these are both instances of one, okay. So that means that this is 2. Oh, and I had a terrible realization about Cobalt Dragoon. So you know how when Beyblades have like 2 bits to their name, any new forms will change one of the bits? Yeah, so going from Cobalt Drake to Cobalt Dragoon means that Dragoon isn't the name of the Beyblade, it's Cobalt. And Dragoon is one of the types of Cobalt. Okay, why do you not want to go on? Oh, now you do, okay. You know, I haven't actually been paying attention to Beyblade X enough due to the fact I didn't want to look into it if I couldn't even play it. Who is Black Shell? Oh, it's this guy. Yeah, the tortoise with the black shell. He genuinely looks sick. Oh, he's a low defense based one. That's interesting. But that does make sense. Because he very much looks like he's a counter-type defense Beyblade. Oh, I love the yellow variant, just turns him in completely yellow. Like, I would have much preferred if the yellow variant turned only the shell yellow, his body stayed the same color, so it's only the shell that changes. I think that would have been cool. Somebody's saying they hope it's not the new ultimate meta, that not every new Beyblade has to be an ultimate meta and all that. Oh, yeah, Dressiel. It does actually, I was thinking it kind of, oh, I'm leaning. I was thinking it does kind of remind me of Dressiel. Dressiel. Seal. Whatever noises they make. Because I know Dressiel had all the little spikes on it. Okay, now PC1 again. I love the fact that they're using something very reminiscent of the original Bakuten shoots. With Dragoon having his original dragon and all that. Well, obviously it's not like the same one, but it's still the blue dragon. That's all it really needs to be, due to the fact that Dragoon's design, his Bit Beast even changed between bodies. But it was always Dragoon. Oh, they up. I love that. The boys are back together. It took so many years, but the team, they really just went, the team needs you for one last job. Well, these parts are going to look pretty when panel lined. Can't really see it thanks to the line. Let me see if I can get like a shadow over it. Nah, nothing. Low quality camera, what can you expect? Okay, plugs in. Plugs in. There we go. Then H19. Okay, we're going to need both 19 and 20 in the next step, so we'll just grab it as well while we're here. You know what, though? I kind of wish it wasn't teams of 3. I wish in the later leagues it has to be a team of 5. Like in the WBBA in Metal Fight, where you have to have a team of 5 people. Because I always liked how there was always 2 reserves, and so you'd end up getting episodes where those guys came out. And that was always interesting. Of course, that was always the episodes where they got shafted to the B plots. But it was always interesting knowing that there was a whole second team, like a couple teammates at the ready, resulting in a lot more unique interactions where they would go, okay, instead of our main force fighting, we're going to swap out this guy for this guy, and then we get more unique battles. Because it meant we weren't always just seeing the same 3 people fighting. There was always a chance that someone else would come out. Okay, plugs in the back, and there's this bit here. I know, like, honestly, just reveal, like, Dran's sword's new form, and it's just meant to be based on Gaia Dragoon, due to the fact that, like, the Carmen X used to originally be on that dude's original team. Or it's someone trying to copy Dran's sword. Okay, so after that, that plugs in here, and B8. Yeah, because, yeah, like, even in the original series, they had a member, they had, like, a 5-member team. Where's the 5 members in this series? I do have to say, having the big final boss of the series be, like, one of the main character's best friends is very interesting. Because usually you'd be expecting it to be some big evil bad guy with some plot to end the world. But this one's just everyone has fun playing Beyblades. So it's just, oh yeah, I'm trying to fight my friend in an official tournament setting. So he's the end goal. I'm playing on New Game Plus. You know, I still can't beat the Game Boy Advance game. It always breaks on me during the tournament saga. Okay, no, it goes around this way. So this gap here goes around the knee bit. So like I'll get through a majority of the tournament, but then it'll break and it won't send me to the new area. It'll keep repeating the same area over and over. So no matter how many times I try, no matter how good I build my Beyblade, because I'm very quickly able to build an insane Beyblade and then just levels that as I play through, never works. Yes, I put a part on backwards. I did an oopsie doopsie. I played the Burst app. I'm playing the X app. And I've played Beyblade, Metal Masters, Nightmare Rex. Okay, so it is just Nightmare Rex. And it was really cool because I got the special edition that has Nightmare Rex in it. And so while I do have better Beyblades and all that, that Nightmare Rex, or that Rex face bolt always goes on my better Beyblades because, yes, he becomes Ancient Rex, which never got a physical like Beyblade release, which I'm so mad about because it was so cool. He looked genuinely awesome. If I had a way, oh wait, I can just do an emulator. Don't tell Nintendo I said that, but I would absolutely love to play through the Nightmare Rex game. Okay, next we need PC1 again. And A, 10, and 12. Oh. Okay, it's just a bit of a run and nothing broke. Yeah, so I remember me and my friends would always play Beyblades in school. And we would always lose because this one kid had Nightmare Rex, the blue one. And then eventually I was able to get a Nightmare Rex. And then everything changed because now 2 people had a Nightmare Rex. I also had a fake Twisted Tempo that was really good because it resisted arenas outs really well. 10 and 12. And so what ended up happening was eventually, like, we were all getting better bays and all that. Eventually I found that game in a store and I got it. And that Golden Nightmare Rex was a monster. Thanks to its metal face bolt, it was way heavier than everyone else. Yeah, it was a fake Twisted Tempo. So I still have it. So not only did it not have the Staircase of Doom, but it just straight up didn't have, it was kind of hollow. It went purely on the fact that that shape is absolutely busted. Otherwise, it's terrible. My eyes keep closing when I look down. I need it to, no, wrong button. I need it to not do that. Yeah, no, the others still, okay. I don't know how to get around that at this point. Wait, that was a red Nightmare Rex? That's awesome. I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't know that was a red one. Half the 0G bays were cancelled though, that's a shame. 2 red ones, one came with a yellow Twisted Tempo and the other came with blue Evil Before. Ah, alright, yeah. There we go, finally went in. And then we put this over that. And now this plugs in at the top, facing this way. And then you put one of the feet in. That is the right leg finished. Now onto the left one, where we do basically everything the exact same as before. So get an instance of 10 and an instance of 11. I didn't get the email, so I don't think I'm going to get to play the Mecha Break beta test that they're running. Because I signed up for it, but I didn't get the email confirming that I was a part of it. So I get the feeling I'm going to miss out on that, which is a bit sad, because honestly, it looks so cool. Oh, yeah, the pre-hybrid base. Have you seen the illegal combo where you put the pre-hybrid Pegasus onto Cosmic Pegasus or Big Bang Pegasus, and it's super overpowered? Alright, now this goes into here. I can't remember if that was it, but there was some illegal combo where you put one of the... Oh, dude, Death Quetzalcoatl looks so good. It's so pretty, and I love the way it changes shapes and all that. Okay. I know about putting the bottom half of the Diablo Nemesis Beyblade onto Twisted Tempo makes the heaviest Metal Fight Beyblade, and it's super illegal. I know about that combo. How that one will send you straight to the jail. Which, I'm sorry, just like, the fact that there are illegal Beyblades will never not be funny to me. Okay, the next row of PC1s. We are absolutely eating through PC1s here. Then this plugs in over that. Oh, need to clean it up first. Okay, now this goes on here. We go get the other one, and that's H. We need B, where we get 8 as well while we're here. Okay. I haven't seen the Wolf and Diablo Nemesis combo before. That sounds interesting. There we go. Okay, now the next PC one. There are only 3 left now. And I think that's like the best use of that GIF. And now we go to H, where we get 14, 16, 19, and 20. Now then. You know, I do have to say, I love all the different series that try to make Beyblades but X franchise due to the success of Beyblades. And I think the only ones that have any right to do it are Ninjago, because literally one of their main things is spinning around really, really fast. And taking advantage of the fact that it's Lego, so that people can actually customize it with Lego parts and all that, was really neat. Okay, now we... Yeah, so I'm hoping to finish this one, like Double O Diver arc. Oh yeah, no, it died it died instantly. No, not instantly. From what I could see, like from people's opinions, the designs were starting to get better. I'm still mad about it though. They finally brought back my homeboy Leonidas in Gen 2. And then they just went, nope, it's not selling enough. It's almost like we're not doing the thing people are asking us to do. Restart the whole thing. No, it's been cancelled. Like, Bakugan's Bakugan again. Everyone started to get worried because there was nothing new. Then we heard about the shipping, or like the company in China that's producing them all being told to throw out all of the stuff that they made. And I'm pretty sure it has been officially announced that it's over. Which is so infuriating too, because Gen 2, the game was genuinely amazing and everyone agreed, guys, just keep working on the game, like the card game. Make more cards. Do more with the game part of it. Don't start making new gimmicks constantly. Continue working on what's already there. Make more Baku gear. Make more cards and abilities. Actually just do stuff with the game. And they just went, nope, it's not making enough money, time to get rid of it. Because Hasbro doesn't know what they're bloody doing. Or Spin Master or whoever's making Gen 2. And now they've just gone and ruined it. Wait, they did? So they literally had been doing the thing. People were saying, if you do, we will buy it. Then they didn't sell it. Such a waste. But you know what? Because it didn't continue, it didn't have too much... Everyone was surprised, because every time a new gimmick got announced, everyone was afraid of power creep. And then it never happened. The Baku Nano actually did the opposite of power creep. Baku Nano are the greatest addition to any card game ever, because it reversed the power creep. As the series went on, new abilities were added, and so all the new Bakugan had abilities the old ones didn't, so the old ones just weren't able to keep up. But in exchange, all the new Bakugan had less power than the old ones. But even then, the abilities just made too much of a difference. So then Baku Nano made it so that the old ones could have abilities. So now you had higher base power and abilities. And like, you would just pay a small cost to get abilities. It instantly destroyed any power creep. That was good. So honestly, make Baku Nano to keep up with updating abilities, make some new abilities, maybe do some more Bakugan every now and then, make more Baku gear, all that sort of good stuff, and you would have been nice and happy. But hey, thanks to that, the power creep didn't continue, and they just weren't doing anything. But hey, thanks to that, the arena version of Leonidas ended up being like one of, if not the most powerful Bakugan in it, so I'm more than happy with that. Okay, so gotta go this way. Then the foot plugs in. There we go, that's the second leg done. Yeah, so they messed up a bunch of stuff, but it caused Leonidas to be the strongest thanks to 100... Okay, I'm going to flip that over. 100B power, which is absolutely atrocious. But if you got to DNA Helix cores, 1500 base power, which is insanely high, plus 10 damage if it wins, meaning instantly a quarter of the opponent's health is gone. Okay, well, I got to do something real quick. BRB, and then we'll work on the waist, put it together, work on the drives and the weapons, and hopefully get it done today. I must say, well, my camera's quality, like the tracking camera, the tracking on it isn't the best. Its distance is good, because it's meant for that. It's an Xbox Kinect after all. But it's able to see me way back. Alrighty then. A33 Oh, we need all the same ones for this part as well. Okay, something's under this. There you are. A33. This part here. All this stuff's going to get covered, but I'm still going to do this anyway. Yeah, I can't really scrape it off with this. This file's a bit too big for that. Oh well. We literally only have one PC1 left in this entire kit. It's just use them all at once. It's kind of funny. Flat side up. This is the peg hole for stands to plug into, from what I can tell. There we go. And now A45 and 6, along with 35. Then that goes to the side. It'll be needed in just a sec, but just put it to the side for now. Where we get out H6 and PC9. Oh, I like this track. It's nice. Boom. Boom. The fact that I'm starting to recognize these tracks and know them is kind of sad, because it just shows how many times we've looped the exact same song in these streams. Though, I mean, I guess it would be better than having my own custom BGM. Since if I had my own custom BGM, it wouldn't be able to just loop infinitely without turning people insane from listening to it so much. Oh, yep, PC9. It plugs into the peg hole. No, hello, please do as I ask. Goes in and then plugs on somewhat well, being properly held down by this part, which still needs to get cleaned up. And then we can put it on. Okay, that's annoying. The eyes are closing again. So let's say okay, yeah, the eyes aren't closing now. Oh. They nearly are though, that's annoying. Maybe if I look like this and then I go down. Yep, okay, it doesn't seem to be doing that anymore. Goes this way round and plugs on. And makes the base bit of the waist completed. Next up, H5. Which I'm pretty sure this waist is actually from, obviously it's from the 00. This is the 00 diver arc. But I very much like this waist. I prefer the skies. But obviously Riku was limiting himself back to just stuff that would make sense on a 00 Gundam, I guess. Either way, A35. Oh, sorry, 36. We've already done 35. Plugs in there. Now we get B13. And 14. And my dog's trying to get in. Oh, these are both done. Yep. Now just these ones. And that's... then both instances of PC9. I must say, we really are getting close to finishing. So PC9 goes in the smaller hole that's above. You can see it there. What's interesting about that is that lower hole is obviously for the GN Blade 4. Or the GN Sword 4. Which is more of a rifle, but that is why it's the least favorite of the GN swords. So all the other ones were the cool big thing on the arm that flips down and all that. And then these ones are just like rifle sword things. But those holes can also take just about any weapon that can connect into something via a peg. So they do intrigue me. And honestly, they would do, these parts specifically, would do good on a custom Gundam I'm wanting to make. I already have the waist for it down, but hey, these work too if I'm wanting something more 00 based. Because they can even take the GN Sword 5 from the Quant, which is really neat. Because if you're like trying to get the real grade Quant to work, so you can get that better sword and all that. The GN Sword, real grade GN Sword 5 would be able to fit into that quite nicely. Anyway, now that we're done with all of the good parts of this kit, wait, are these going in the right way? Yep. So with this bit facing outwards, just slot them in here. They just go directly up, you don't angle them. That's the two swords. Now you want to get A, 34 and 44. These make the attaching bits. Okie dokie then. So, just to make this easier, flat side forwards, connect both legs, correct orientation, plug the legs in, never mind, it was curved part in, or curved part forwards. That's the legs. Plonk them onto the... Oh, I forgot a part. PC2, the other one. Plugs onto... Oh. Plugs onto the base. Then we plug these on. How good is that? That's this kit put together. I can't remember what the complaints about it were, because I haven't run into them. I can't remember what they are either. But now we just need to do the two wings at the back and the weapons. The wings are pretty advanced though, these are nice and snazzy to make. So we don't need H and B. These are all going to be used, anything from here that is used is going to be used later, so we're just going to put them off to the side. Now we need the M's, the L's, A's, and PC. So first up, we're going to do these parts. You do that twice, just going to do it one at a time. Get 8, 11, and 12 from M. Oh, hello, Winter. How are you doing today? I'm going quite well. I've just finished building the main unit itself, so now I'm just building the wings of the 00 Diver Arc, which I'm quite excited about. Because as much as I don't like the unit, because I feel like an upgrade to the Sky or Sky Mobius would have been better, it's a pretty alright unit. The wings I don't like. The fact that they can detach and all that, and obviously being of Riku's 00 Diver line, the wings, like the GN drives, don't line up properly yet, or like don't connect properly. So when he does Trans-Am, it puts way too much strain on the Gundam and hurts it and all that. Then the fact that the wings, like the main bit of it, the GN sword will come off, or the GN drive will come off to make a sword, and you just straight up can't use Trans-Am during that time. I keep forgetting to go and do that. I need to put in best viewers as like words that are banned, so that bots can't come in and do that. I have a list of words I need to ban and I just keep forgetting to. Okay, so this way around? Yep, this way around. Now L9. And 9 is these. So I'll get them both off now. Yeah, the thing is, you can actually put words to be banned. So if a bot tries to come in and say best viewers at blah blah blah, nothing will pop up. I just keep forgetting to put that word on the ban list. Okay, so honestly making the bases of these look good is all that really matters, because like this top part up here, which has 2 points, is going to be used for, like, it's going to be inside, it's not going to be viewable. Okay, I feel like I've that. Did I not turn the? I did. I felt that was too bright the entire time. I forgot to turn it down. Just give my eyes a second to adjust, but it's a lot nicer now. Have you seen stuff to do with the upcoming Gundam Breaker 4 winter? Because I'm very much looking forward to its release. Okay, now we plonk the sword in and connect that part up before covering it over with this side. Oh, now I can see better. I can actually see that I messed up some parts. Either way, you're able to get that out as the sword, which is really cool. Either way, next up, we need to get L1 and 10. And we need to do 2 instances of this, so we'll just get them both off as well. That's fair enough. Gundam Breaker 4 is essentially you get to build custom Gundams virtually and then use them in actual games. As with the whole franchise of the Breaker series. But this time, a bunch of Gundams that aren't usually in the Breaker series are there. So SD Gundams are actually going to be in it for once. You've got raid battles where multiple players have to fight a perfect grade Gundam. Since everyone has to play with using high grade Gundams 1/44th scale, the perfect grades at 1/60th are way bigger than what the players are normally meant to be fighting, making for very unique battles. Yeah, I've been pretty slow with my journey of Gundam as well. I've mostly just been enjoying building Gunpla. Now then, these are the wrong parts, these aren't 10. These are a different part, these are 8. Okay, I messed up big time there. 10 are these ones up here. Alright, now we plug these parts inside. Oh wait, which way round? Flat side facing inwards, so the curved side faces out the way. Do that for both of these, though only one of them is getting used right now. That just clips in there and can be rotated around, which is pretty handy for lots of things. So now we just build a second one of those. Which means we grab all the same parts over again. Ooh, I've never heard of that one before. Let me search that up real quick, 'cause that sounds neat. Oh, that one, the Kshatriya. Oh, the Kshatriya is so cool. Damn, it cost $92 for me to get it. Yeah, it cost me like $100. It's got all those funnels inside and all that. Oh, it's such a cool unit. I wonder what 9 is for. I'm sure it'll pop up soon though. Yeah, I live in Australia, so we get price gouged on everything. Because shipping is a huge pain and a bunch of other things. All the cool stuff we get out here costs well over 100 per thing. Gundams are like 50, where in other places they're like 20, and I hate that. Alrighty then. Finish up cleaning this part. What sucks even more is video games cost a lot because shipping out here costs a lot. So the games will cost that, and then they make the digital version match that price, which is terrible. Okay, clip that in. Which one does it get plugged onto? Plugs into this one. Then this plugs on. Then this plugs on. Make sure it's in the correct orientation. Okay, now 4 instances of L7. This part here, you want to grab all of them. And then all 4 instances of 13 from both M runners. And they make little claw bits that swing around and move and whatnot. I love the fact that this is totally just a modified tri-blade. Tri-age blade or whatever it's called. That is one thing that, as much as I dislike these wings, that is one thing that I really like. The fact that Riku was not slick in what he was doing. Well, is his name Riku? Yeah, he's Riku and his friend's Yuki. I forget the names or get them mixed up sometimes. Just think of Riku from Xenoblade 2. These gloves get all the little specks out from my glass file really nicely. There's an itch on my back. There we go. Alright, now I'll get the last of these. Musha Gundam Mark II. Musha Gundam is the titular one from Plamo Kyoshiro, which then... Oh, whoa, this is actually the one of the ones that created SD Gundams. That's interesting. And then Mark II. Oh, that's snazzy. That's snazzy looking. The gold and purples and stuff, that's good. Alright, now that we've cleaned all the parts, we clip all of these in. Up the top, it would appear, like this. No. Yeah, so the circular bit that grabs onto stuff is on the bottom, and it just slides in at this part. And it'll line into, there's like a crevice bit here. It's kind of funny because the camera that I use will autofocus on everything but the stuff I'm actually doing. It likes autofocusing on my hands, but it won't focus on what's in my hands. And finally, plug this last one in. And then there's these little ball joints in here. And they plug onto the ball joints. Then you close them down, which looks good and proper. Now 2 instances of L16, and these make the base of the GN drives. These are some of the most advanced GN drives in like all of the model kits, which is interesting because it's a high grade, not like the perfect grades where the GN drives, you build them bit by bit, including the internal components. So you actually get to see what the insides of GN drives look like and all that, which is so cool. Either way, this one doesn't need any cleaning, it just goes on. If it would like to, that is. Oh, building ships can be really cool. Okay, so now we've done that. Next up, we get these ones. Apply decals and put on the L parts. L15, which caps off these GN drives for a soft cap, which is interesting. It's not the strong triangles we usually get, and that this kit comes with a bunch of. Okay, oh wait, gotta put the decals on first. There's a bunch of really small decals that are going to be annoying to apply. Honestly, I have a big watch list of stuff to watch, but I just haven't been watching it. I think I cut these off. I can't tell. Let me try putting this on and then taking it off and seeing. Okay, well first of all, I need to make sure it's going on the right way round. Yeah, sorry, these do need to come off. Good shows, good shows. I've been rewatching season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen because I haven't actually been watching any shows, and so I've got a bit of a backlog. So I'm rewatching season 1 to remind myself of season 2. It's actually quite good to rewatch it with the context of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which I didn't have the first time through, and I was so confused as to who these two people that they kept referencing, Rika and whatever his name was, are. And then Jujutsu Kaisen 0, you meet them and all that. Which is actually kind of funny, that the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen is technically a sequel series to JJK 0. I know Oshinoko Season 2 came out. So that's, given that it's Oshinoko, that's definitely going to be good. Alright, it's one of them down, now to get the other ones. My arm's getting sore just from holding the parts constantly. It's just because I've been consistently building Gundams every day, like 2 hours a day without break. After this, there's one that probably won't even take 2 hours to build. And then I can let my arm rest. Oh, I keep forgetting about doing that. I need to do that now that I spotted it. Yeah, I have been making sure to do that. It's just because I built up a large backlog and I want to get through the backlog before Gundam Breaker 4 comes out. So I built the Gundam Typhus Chimera, the Sazabi High Grade, and now this. Yep, there we go. Alright, now then. Don't know why I put this off to the side. The thick decals. First of their kind, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, it just looks like a normal decal. It's barely thicker than one. Promotional images kind of over-exaggerated them. I'd say that they failed to live up to the hype. But hey, thanks to the fact that they are even just slightly thick and translucent the whole way down, they're likely very shiny and reflective. But there are plenty of shiny reflective ones that aren't. Yeah. Alrighty then. One more, and then this one's done. This one wants to come off next. Yeah, so I didn't build anything yesterday, and I'm going to be busy, so I won't be building anything tomorrow either. There we go. I don't have any set theme, I'm just putting them in a glass cabinet that I have, which is running out of space, so soon I'm just going to have to put them back in boxes, shuffle them around every now and then, which ones are on display. Which It's tough to decide which ones I want just thrown in a box and which ones I want on display because I like them all so much. Alright, one decal left to apply. Honestly, like, I would disassemble bits I feel like would break if they stayed just on a solid Gundam when put into a box, just to be safe. Alright, there we go. No. Alright, here we go. That goes on. Then that goes on. Now we go over to L, where we get L15. Oh, wait, then what's with the rounded ones I saw earlier? Either way, we've got those nice cone-shaped GN drives about to be completed. Plug that on and plug that on. You can see it got that nice cone bit, but it can also if you're able to grab it, it's able to stretch out a bit, which is pretty neat. Okay, next up, we need to get some stuff. The last two PC11s. Yeah, these GN drives are really nice. Now A42 and 3. .42 goes there. 43 goes here. Clean up the bits. I'm actually going to increase the light one bit. There we go, that's much nicer. Earlier I had it too bright, just then I had it too dark. Now I've hit that sweet spot. There's that one done. Plug PC11 in. Now we plug this in. If we'd like to, there we go. Honestly, I feel like this could use a bit more of a cleanup. Okay. Now we need M2 specifically, where we can get 18 and 19. M18 goes on the top one. M19 goes around the bottom to the left side. There we go. Okay, so they face them like this, and then we do that, facing this way. Plugs in, there's the right side. Over here, do it opposite. Get back double arc. Plug the head back in. Do that, I guess. And plug these magic arms with the wings attached. Are they no, because they're only magic arms if they actually have hands at the end to grab more stuff. There we go, one wing nice and plugged in. There we go, there's the second wing in. That is the two wings on. They look very nice. I'm very happy with how that came out. So now, it says assemble to your preference, but shows the same thing twice. We are building GN rifles, swords, GN Sword 4. They're not even naming it because they know everyone hates these ones. Lots of parts from A and M. here's A. Snip, 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 and then finally snip and snip. You're also going to want to grab this one, or either one. I'm just going to take the correct, like the same side one. And finally, snip. Head over to M1 and get this little hand guard part. Oh, I like that. They're just repeating the same bit, but they've added static to the background of the music. I do love just like static, just if it's just this sort of low crackling. So yes, I grabbed the wrong ones here. Except for this part, I grabbed the right one of this part apparently. And then this one is the same either way. Let's grab out the other bits and bobs. Yes, that's confusing because 25 is meant for these ones. And then, no, sorry, 24 is meant for these ones, but 25 is meant for these ones. We got it reversed there a little bit. Alright, we also need 8. And 19. Where's 8? Oh, it's these clear bits up here, alright. Alright, now let's clean everything up. them all cleaned up. Alright, now then, grab 20, put that in, put 19 in, put 22, now put on decal 9 to 8, or to part 8. Ah. So 8 being translucent is all sorts of unnecessary, I see. You just got this big decal in order to cover all that up now. Oh wait, no, it doesn't cover all of it, it just covers this main part. There we go. Now this part plugs in here, and then this part plugs in here. Now we go over to B25, which are duplicate parts. And you get out the sword bit of it, which also has 2 holes for all the little lasers that it's shooting. Okay, can't see too after that light. Is there any spot where okay, nah. Just doesn't want to show itself. Gets afraid in front of the camera. Now this plugs in. And you can see 8 runs along, slotting into it, sort of. Essentially just in a gap in here, there's a spot where bits can get blasted out. Either way, that's one of these done. And the way that these go on. So they definitely go on this side. Plugs in. Once it's properly plugged in, you get it so that there's a little rectangle bit in there. This part that's at the back slides in, and while it doesn't clip into anything, that's just meant to tell you that it's in the right position. It says to just slot it down into the hand, but it doesn't like doing that. Yeah, so this is one of the downsides of this kit, I think. It's that this sword just does not want to stay on properly. Anyway, I've locked it in as good as I can. There's one of them done. Move it off to the side so you can... There you go. Now to work on... Yeah, just Yeah, okay, so the wings and the sword do not hold, they just fall off. You can see one of the drive parts just came off the part it's meant to be stuck onto. I get that it's meant to pop off easily, so it's the sword without too much hassle, but at the same time, it needs to actually be able to stay on in the first place. Either way. Flippy-dip there. Okay, I'm going to do the transformation to this sword the moment we're done here. Okay, clean up these parts. And now, just quickly grab the B part. So I can do that, and then move the B runner out of the way. And go over to A, where there's a couple pieces we need to get off. Being 24. And 8. There we go. Take that bit of the runner off and then clean up this sword part. Next up, slot that in there. Clean this part so it looks nice. Plug this on at the back. Here's the decal. M, we need the part from M. M2 has been finished due to us grabbing that part. That's the first runner completed. Now the second runner is the other M, as we just... Yo, hit Metroid game. Other M Yeah, we just need to get these off. Clean it. Now we clip it in. Now there are a couple of different sword forms. So the first one is flip this up, flip this down, and flip this down. And here's the first sword. Then the other one you flip this. Oh, that's actually so cool. This part that's usually up the back flips down and actually slots into that. Honestly, I feel like this makes for a better hilt. Let me try it real quick. Yes, it actually holds on better due to the fact it's a bit thicker. Turns out that's all it needed. But you can also fold it up, fold it back, and make GN swords. Well, they're not GN swords, that's why they're so disappointing. They're just physical swords, there's no GN bits on them. Yeah, they're still loose and wobbly and whatnot, but that's the best you're gonna get. So you just plug them into sides of the legs. They go on quite nicely. Now, get out SB, here you are. I'm not going to take these off because there's no real need to, but it's two more swords, just beam swords. I really like how they get thick and then get thin, because like the energy bursts out at the start then trickles off. That's nice. Not going to take them apart though, there's no real need to. Here's some of the ones that we've been waiting for though. Both instances of N6. Once you clean up the top of them, these two GN particle blades, which are essentially just straight up hard light swords, something I always adore. Get plugged into, you can't see it too well, there's like a gap in there, these slot into, and then these yellow bits, yellowy orange bits come around, clip on to hold it nice and in place. That happens in both arms. plug this one back on real quick. There we go. Now he's got his two beam swords that just go on his arms. That's nice and cool. And we'll show this using this one, because we're only going to do it for one of them. You pull the hilt out, move the blades the whole way back till they clip into something back there. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. For now, you just get 2 and 3 though. I will actually do all of these because I'm going to have them done up in flight mode, like he's dashing forwards. Either way, for now we're just cleaning up the parts. Put those together. Take 1. Oh wait, no, we do 4 first. Once it's been cleaned, which will take just a second. And where does it plug onto? You want its bottom to be yep, slid on there quite nicely. Then you grab A. Oh, sorry, not A, you grab 1. I gotta say, this kit comes with so many GN drives. It comes with regular 00 Gundams and the 00 Divers GN drives. Due to the fact that it's a modified 00 Gundam, they just reuse the runners. Then they reused both of those runners here, so we get both of those plus the new type of drive that's used on this thing. Okay, so I did a pretty atrocious job filing these bits down, I must say. Either way, it doesn't look too bad if you just ignore the white spots. Just ignore the bad bits and then it'll look pretty good. And then it just slides down there. Then this clips in over it. I think. Does it? No, I don't think it does. Looks cool like that though. That's nice and snazzy, but it's meant to be like that. And then that can get nice and slotted onto... Oh, wow, it fell off. Oh no. Really just feels like it should go the whole way down. Hey Risk, how are you doing? Okay, so now what we do is we make a second one of that. Using the other N runner. I feel like this should have been N2 and then just not had this part, since now we just have two of it and we only need the one. Either way. Get all of these parts off. Alright, now then. First up is 2 and 3. That's 3 done. Now to work on 2. Can I just say, this shape is pretty cool. Like, minus that gap. Honestly, the gap's actually pretty cool too, but this kind of looks like a spaceship, and there's like this bit here as the front bit. Then like that gap at the back, a thing can just go and plug in order to like allow this ship to plug into another ship so people can cross onto it. There we go. Plug these two together. Now we clean up these two. Then this one plugs on. Clean this one up to the best of my abilities. then that plugs on. There's the second blade. Honestly, really cool blade for a sword. Now for the final bits and bobs. Take off both of these. Ignore that. Now we're wanting to grab both instances, or like all 4 instances of 5 from the N runner. This is the last of the work needing to be done on this one, so then I can just get to panel lining everything. So I'll pop off both N7s as well. Even though only one is needed, just means we can get rid of the runners. Does not make nice sounds when it's getting rid of nubs and stress marks, I must say. Alright, one of those down. Last one. Yeah, these ones are hard to clean. Either way, open that up, make it click. Slide that down. Slide that down. And then they get held together by this going down. Which honestly, this makes for a way cooler sword. But anyway, this is all rickety and will fall apart easily, so I don't like it too much. At least it won't fall apart just being moved about. That is a positive. Then connect those on. Connect this on. This one has a bunch of different modes like burst shield and all that, but we're just going to take that, plug this in, that can go up and down, which is quite nice. Then we're going to attach these up. We are going to turn it like that. Attach them on. This thing is too finicky. Attach it on, and then turn it. And that's burst high maneuver mode. Now we just do the same to the other side. Then this other spare one's not needed for anything. And so that is this kit completed. So I'm gonna panel line it in between this and the next stream, which will be in a few days. But finishing this guy up won't be the final stream. It's going to be, or like the final stream for now, it's going to be some other stuff first. That'll, the next thing I do won't take too long. Then I'll show off this, the secret project I've been working on, finish up all the Gundam stuff, and start playing some games on stream and hopefully getting some collabs with other people. So I want to branch out, network, make friends, and all that good stuff. So, Winter, Risk, happy to have had you here today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your days. See ya!